What if I told you there is a private island connected to one of the most controversial and widely discussed cases of the modern era? An island surrounded by unanswered questions, restricted access, and years of global media attention. This story is based entirely on publicly available records, court proceedings, and investigative journalism. No assumptions, only facts that have been officially reported. Welcome back to the channel. If you enjoy educational documentaries, historical controversies, and stories that continue to shape public discussion, you're in the right place. Today, we're exploring a case that has captivated the world, revealing a complex web of power, influence, and the pursuit of justice. The island at the center of this story is located in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Spanning more than 70 acres, it was owned by a wealthy financier who maintained an intensely private lifestyle. The property wasn't just a home. It was a fortress of seclusion featuring luxury residences, private docks, and strictly limited access, making it one of the most isolated private islands in the entire region. This extreme privacy wasn't just for peace and quiet. It was a crucial element of the operations that took place there. For years, the island attracted significant attention due to frequent private jet travel and the presence of high-profile visitors. These weren't just casual vacationers. As documented in publicly released travel logs, the guest list included prominent figures from politics, business, academia, and entertainment. These flight records, initially just a trail of comings and goings, would eventually become a cornerstone for investigators and journalists trying to piece together the full picture of what was happening behind the island's closed gates. The constant flow of influential people raised eyebrows and fueled speculation long before any official charges were filed. In the mid-2000s, whispers and rumors gave way to formal allegations. Authorities in Florida began reviewing disturbing reports connected to the island's owner. These reports weren't isolated incidents. They painted a pattern of alarming behavior that led to official investigations and extensive legal proceedings. Law enforcement collected a massive trove of documents, including statements, financial records, and the now infamous flight logs. These materials would later be referenced time and time again in court cases and media reports, forming the backbone of the public's understanding of the case. However, despite the seriousness of the investigations and the evidence gathered, the initial legal outcome was stunning. A controversial non-prosecution agreement was reached, a deal that was heavily criticized for its leniency. This agreement sparked widespread public debate and outrage. Legal experts, journalists, and the public questioned how such a case was handled, scrutinizing whether established legal procedures were properly followed or if influence had played a role in the outcome. The deal left many feeling that justice had not been served, and it set the stage for years of further inquiry. Years passed, but the story didn't fade away. In fact, it was just the beginning. A new wave of courageous investigative reporting brought the case roaring back into the public spotlight. Detailed articles, most notably from the Miami Herald, re-examined the earlier decisions, the questionable legal agreement, and the systemic failures that allowed the initial case to be resolved so quietly. This renewed media attention created immense public pressure, forcing law enforcement to reopen the investigation and pursue further legal action. The story was no longer a local matter. It became a national scandal demanding accountability. In the summer of 2019, the individual at the center of the case was taken into federal custody in New York on new serious charges. The world watched, anticipating a trial that promised to expose a vast network of powerful people. However, just over a month later, authorities reported that he had died in his jail cell while awaiting trial. The official ruling stated the cause of death, but this conclusion was immediately met with skepticism. Reports of procedural failures within the high-security facility, including guards falling asleep and video surveillance malfunctioning, fueled ongoing public discussion and spawned countless theories. The death left a void where a trial should have been, leaving many of the most important questions unanswered. With the main figure gone, legal attention shifted toward his associates, particularly those who were accused of playing a significant role in managing the operations connected to the case. This led to high-profile trials that captivated the public. These legal proceedings were not just about one person. They aimed to hold accountable the network that enabled the entire enterprise. Subsequent trials resulted in convictions and long-term prison sentences for key figures, confirming the existence of a sophisticated and well-organized operation. These verdicts were seen as a step toward justice, but many believe they only scratched the surface. In recent years, the story has continued to unfold as courts have authorized the release of thousands of previously sealed documents related to the investigation. These records have included depositions, communications, schedules, and lists of names, renewing intense public interest and media scrutiny with each release. The documents provided a deeper, more detailed look into the network of individuals connected to the case. And the story isn't over. More document releases are expected in the future, indicating that the historical record of this complex case is still being written, piece by piece, in the public eye. Beyond the legal drama, Investigative also documented a number of unusual architectural features and bizarre items found on the island itself. Among the most talked about was a uniquely designed, temple-like structure with a golden dome situated on a high point of the island. Its purpose was never fully explained, leading to all sorts of speculation. Other strange findings, such as disorienting interior designs and peculiar decor, were noted by those who gained access to the property after it was seized. These strange details only added to the public's curiosity and the island's mystique, cementing its place in modern folklore as a truly enigmatic location. Although the main figure in this case is no longer alive, the broader impact of the controversy continues to reverberate today. It has forced a global conversation about wealth, power, and accountability. The case has influenced legal reforms aimed at protecting victims and ensuring that justice is not swayed by influence. It has also highlighted the vital role of investigative journalism in holding powerful people and institutions to account. Most importantly, it has raised public awareness about the dark realities that can exist just beneath the surface of society and the importance of transparency in preventing such abuses of power. The questions raised by this island and its owner are not just about one man. They are about the systems that protect the powerful and the courage it takes to challenge them. If this documentary raised important questions or encouraged you to think more deeply about accountability and justice, then that conversation is exactly why these stories matter. The search for truth is ongoing, and it's a conversation we all need to be a part of. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and follow our page for more educational documentaries and real-world investigations that explore the stories shaping our world. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.